What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to ttpsports, and the Eagles season is officially over after that horrible loss to the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday. And yeah, I will say the officiating in that game was atrocious, but I'm not blaming the whole game on the officiating. There were a bunch of other key plays that I think the Eagles could have at least done better, and we possibly could have won that game on Sunday and still be in the contention for the division. But that whole game was just a whole struggle for Carson Wentz and the offense. It was bad. I'll just go to the beginning of the game. That fumble, I don't know what that call was because there was at least 4 Eagles on top of that ball. If you say there was no clear view of who got the ball or a clear view of that it was a fumble, that is sad because it was obvious that it was a fumble and it was recovered by the Eagles because there was literally 4 players on top of it. Yeah, that could have been a game changer right there, I'll say that, because the ball would have been at the Dallas 15 and the Eagles probably easily could have gotten a touchdown off of that, or at least a field goal. But as the game went on, you just constantly saw the Eagles offense 3 and outs. They couldn't convert on their third downs at all, barely get first downs and stuff. Ugh, it just wasn't good. And then Dak Prescott was just torching our cornerbacks who we got off the street and stuff. We just weren't really looking any good. I'll say Douglas did have a good game, even though what happened at the end wasn't really his fault, but I feel bad for him. He did have a good game with that interception, but as I'll continue, that game just offensively was atrocious. The Eagles, yes, they did manage to come back, but we still lost that game. And I'll give it to, on that Dallas Goedert touchdown, that was reversed because of an offensive pass interference. Don't know what that call was because it clearly wasn't offensive pass interference. I think it was just, I honestly don't know what it was, but it was an offensive passing interference. Ugh. That was just a bad call, and that, even though we did get a touchdown after that, but that could have changed the direction of that game on that Goddard touchdown before the other one that happened. But I don't know. And also Jake Elliott missing an extra point. And if the game ended, we would have been up by 1 point. So Jake Elliott missing that extra point on the touchdown, they lost that game probably because of that too. You can't just constantly blame the game on the refs. Yes, the ref was atrocious, but there was little bits and other pieces that caused us to lose that game. Extra point, constant 3 and outs, starting to get hot at the end of the game. And it doesn't work because Eagles, we all know this whole story of the season, we suck in the first half. We barely got any points. So, no. And then at the end of the game, yes, that whole play on the Cooper touchdown with Douglas, I think it just went off his arm and Cooper just got lucky. So, and then they got a touchdown off that. I felt bad for Douglas after that game because he really did have a good game. I think he was one of the best defensive players out there, well, corner-wise. So, yeah. So right now the Eagles season is just done. There's all these articles saying, it's still possible for the Eagles to make the playoffs, but they literally gotta ride and die by other teams in the contention hunt losing. They literally got to beat LA, they got to beat Houston, and they got to beat Washington. Really, the only game I see them winning is Washington. I don't see them beating the Rams. I don't see them beating the Texans. And they also got to rely on the Vikings losing, and I forget what other team they have to rely on losing, honestly. But they have to rely on at least 2 teams losing. And also, there was just a report that's saying Carson Wentz is not expected to start the next game against the Rams, and he could be done for the season. So, yeah, Sunday's game was Carson's worst game of his career, possibly, because he just did not look good. So I maybe can understand why they're benching him the rest of the season, but maybe he just needs rest. Maybe he's just still fully not recovered from that ACL injury. I don't know what's wrong with Carson, but maybe they're just benching him for the rest of the season after that horrible performance on Sunday. Just to get him fresh and restart next season. I don't know. Just all we know is the Eagles are 6-7 right now, and they're on the verge of not making the playoffs at all. So, just, I guess, prepare for the draft, everyone, right now, because I don't see the Eagles winning the next 2 games. I only see them winning the last game of the season. So, what are your guys' thoughts on the breakdown of the Philadelphia Eagles? What are your thoughts on them not making the playoffs? Do you guys still think they can make the playoffs? Because, yes, that is still a possibility, but it's very rare that they can make the playoffs. So, don't forget to leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, boys, and I'll see you in the next video.